What is up, guys? It's Ethan Ryder with Soccer for Us Kids, U.S Kids. I am buzzing right now. Tomorrow is the World Cup final, one of the biggest games in most of these players' careers. It's going to take place at Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow, and boy, am I excited. It's been a wild ride, this whole World Cup. Big players going out here, big players going out there, upsets here and there, teams that have been performing to their best of their abilities, teams that have been living up to their highest potential, and now tomorrow it ends, and someone will be lifting up the World Cup trophy. It'll either be Croatia or France, and I am here to preview this World Cup final. Before we talk about the final, we'll first talk about the third place game. Belgium took home the third place bronze medal with a 2-0 victory over England. It's a sad ending to a tournament for England, who has really lifted up the hopes of their country. They haven't won a World Cup in a long time, but they have looked like they have a bright future in front of them, as this was a very young squad that brought them all the way to fourth place and all the way to the semifinals of this year's World Cup. They lost 2-0 to Belgium, and it was a 2-0 win by Belgium. I didn't watch the game, but I know that Eden Hazard and Thomas Meunier scored. And England are going home sad. However, like I said, this was a very good opportunity for them to show that they have a bright future ahead of them. And it'll be interesting to see how they fare in the 2022 World Cup. Another team that will be interesting to see in the 2022 World Cup is Belgium, who had a very good tournament in this year's 2018 World Cup in Russia, and their golden generation brought them farther than they've ever been, to the semifinals where they lost to France. This is still relatively a young team like England, so it'll be very interesting, and a team that you really should keep your eye on in the 2022 Qatar World Cup. This can be a little bit of an explainer video. The World Cup does come around every 4 years, so these teams really have a long time to prepare for the next World Cup, and also sometimes for players a long time to dread what happened in the last World Cup. This makes everything more exciting. Tomorrow is something that these teams have been waiting 4 years for, the finals. One of them is going to be lifting up the World Cup trophy in Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow, Russia. Let's get started with this preview. Boy, am I excited. This is a very interesting game of two teams with high calibers coming together. France is definitely going to come in as the favorite. They are a team with a bunch of superstar powers. However, they are a relatively young team. One of their best players, Mbappe, is still only 19 years old. And on the other side, Croatia's best player is Luka Modric, who is in his 30s but still one of the best midfielders in the world right now. He has really put this team on a pedestal, and they are now in the finals off of a great World Cup performance from the man himself, Luka Modric. It'll be interesting to see who lives up to the hype. This is almost a Ballon d'Or race, with Dejan Lovren saying Luka Modric should win the Ballon d'Or, but Mbappe is having a huge tournament and is trying to stake himself in the Ballon d'Or conversation. The Ballon d'Or is a little thing that is given out. It's not a little thing, it's a big thing. It is a trophy given out to the best player in Europe. And it is a lot of players that can get it this year. There is Messi, there's Ronaldo, there's Mohamed Salah with the huge performance for Liverpool this season. And the World Cup is a part that people see. And the fact that Luka Modric and Mbappe and even Griezmann have gone this far is very interesting to see who they will give it to this year. There are plenty of people that can be on that list of players. Modric, Mbappe, Griezmann, who lives up to the hype? Who is going to come and really perform for the team in such a big game? It is the World Cup finals. It's someone like Mbappe, who's 19 years old. Is he going to be scared? Is he going to be fearful? He came out saying he wants to sleep with the World Cup trophy. That means he wants this very badly, and he's only 19. This may not be the first World Cup, the last World Cup final that he'll be in his life, but he really wants it that badly. So the first thing are the big players going to step up? Modric, Mbappe, Griezmann. Who's going to step up and do their due diligence as being a star player for their team? The next thing I want to talk about is the midfield. There are two great midfielders going head to head. Luka Modric versus Paul Pogba. Rakitic versus Kanté. Brozovic versus whoever France plays in the midfield. It is going to be a battle with both of these midfields. Luka Modric is one of the best players for Croatia and arguably one of the best players in the tournament, and he's going to go head-to-head with this France midfield. He'll have Ivan Rakitic at his side, who plays for Barcelona, two club rivals at Real Madrid and Barcelona, now friends at the country level. At the other side, we have Paul Pogba. We have N'Golo Kante, and we have Blaise Matuidi, Tolisso, Fekir, whoever they play in that position is going to be interesting to see. So it is going to be a good midfield versus a good midfield, and it is going to be very important that Kante and Pogba do their due diligence defensively, because Rakitic and Luka Modric are very attacking players. If Paul Pogba can be as good defensively as he's been throughout this tournament, it will be very interesting to see how they can shut down Luka Modric and Ivan Rakitic. N'Golo Kante is everywhere. He is a workhorse. He will be a main man to try and stop those two men. But if Paul Pogba can help him out, that'll be a very big step to France winning the World Cup. And then there are the two attacks against the two defenses. On the Croatia side, we have Mandzukic and Perisic and Rebic going up against Varane, Umtiti, Pavard, and whoever, Hernandez, and who's going to come out on top on this battle. This is going to be a big part. If this attacking three can get inside France's very good defense, it'll be interesting to see what happens. We have Giroud, Griezmann, Mbappe going against Lovren, Vida, and Versalco, and whoever plays on the left side, depending on whether Strinic is injured or not, Pivaric will step in and he's a lively attacking threat. It'll be interesting to see what he does defensively. These two battles will be interesting to see if the attacking players can go up against the defense and do a very big deal for their team. Lloris and Subasic are two very good goalkeepers as well. Both of these teams, as I said, have tons of talent, and each team are experienced in their club level. Some are young, not experienced as much in the World Cup, but they are still very experienced teams with a lot of skill. Lloris and Subasic have been very good throughout the World Cup, Hugo Lloris being one of the best goalies throughout the World Cup, making save after save. Even after some France fans maybe had doubts whether he could bring them to a World Cup final. Here we are, and Hugo Lloris is one of the best performers in the France side. Subasic has made plenty of penalty saves and plenty of saves throughout the games to make Croatia here to the World Cup finals. Which goalie will step up and which goalie will be at their best ability to help try and make their team win the World Cup final? That is another thing that is going to be important to watch. And then the biggest deal today is the tactics. None of these players matter if the tactics don't work well. Didier Deschamps has played a very defensive tactics throughout this World Cup, and the Croatia coach has played a very attacking tactic. They attacked England last game when England kind of sat back after their first goal. They were a little forced to, but they still attacked them. They've played 120 minutes in 3 straight games. 2 of those games going to penalties, and the other one beating England in extra time. Whether this takes a toll on them will be interesting to see. However, as these tactics, it's interesting to see if France plays defensively, or if they go out and attack this game. This is going to be very interesting to see how Croatia answer as well. If France plays defensively, is Croatia going to attack them? Is Croatia going to go into this game saying we should attack them and take them off of their defensive stance and make them attack us? And if they defend and make France come and attack them, that is a dangerous game, as France have a very good attack. But if they attack them, France has a dangerous counterattack. So it'll be interesting to see what Croatia do in this game. England, it is a very interesting thing to happen because both of them can either attack or defend, and both of them have very good players. But it'll be interesting to see how teams cope with these 2 different tactics, and if Didier Deschamps gets it right. Didier Deschamps will be the 3rd person ever, the 3rd man to win a World Cup as a player and a manager. He won in 1998 for France, their only World Cup victory to date. As a player, he captained the side, and now he is coach 1 game away from being the 3rd man ever to win a World Cup. If Croatia comes and wins this game, Croatia will be only the 9th team, the 9th country to win the World Cup. This is along with the likes of Brazil, who've won 5 World Cups themselves, Germany, who's won 4, with Italy, who's won 4, Argentina with 2, Uruguay with 2, England with 1, France with 1, and Spain with 1. France would win their 2nd World Cup ever, with Croatia being the 9th country ever to win if they do so. It'll be interesting to see who plays alongside Pogba and Kante. It was Matuidi last game, and he played a very good game. However, they have plenty of options. And Tolisso, they have Fekir, they have Thuavan. They have multiple people that can step into that role. I think it'll be interesting to see who they play. If they play someone even like Ousmane Dembele in that position, you can tell that they're going to be more attacking. I think they're still going to go with Matuidi, as there's no point in changing the lineup that beat Belgium, and that'll be interesting to see whether he plays more defensively or attackingly. I think it'll be interesting how Matuidi plays. I think Matuidi will be a big part. He can even be an X factor in this game. If he can step up and do well attackingly while Pogba and Kante play defensively, it'll do wonders for this French side. I think one of the big things in this game is going to be whose outside backs really get up the field and dominate play. If Lucas Hernandez for France, the left back, can get up and play wide, and if Benjamin Pavard can get up and play wide, that'll do wonders for this French team. Whichever side can get out wide and put in crosses is going to dominate the game, because I need the wide players to put in the crosses instead of the counter-attacking play that will go straight through the middle. That's not going to quite work this game, as both teams have great defenses. They're going to need someone to get them out wide, and I think the outside backs will do wonders for either team, whichever ones can step up and play a very good game. I think it'll be interesting with a relatively young France side versus an old and experienced Croatia side, who comes out on top and which team really uses their teammates to advantage and which uses their prior knowledge and their prior games that they have played to their advantage. I think I want Croatia to win, and that is because of my friends. One of my friends is a French fan, and all of his teams have won this year, and we like to call him a bandwagon, so we don't want him to win again. So I personally am going to go with Croatia, but in my brain, I really don't see a way that France don't come away with the win. So I really am going to think that France is going to come away. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a 1-0, 2-1 game, because I think France will come out defensively. And with a team like that, it's almost impossible to break down and not let them score. So I think they'll definitely get a goal, and I think that they will definitely win this game in a 1-0, 2-1 scoreline. It is almost like, for most people, I think one thing that is easy to say is that Croatia is with our heart, but France is with the brain. And that's kind of what I was saying, that I want Croatia to win, but I really do feel like France is going to come away with the win. Like I said, Didier Deschamps will only be the third man ever to win a World Cup as a player and a coach. That would be an awesome achievement for him if he can come away with the win. Croatia will be the 9th country to win. Both of these teams have different storylines. Which storyline will come out on top? And this World Cup game, I am so excited for. I'm going to be watching it tomorrow here in Alaska. I hope you guys watch it too. This is going to be a very exciting game. Which players will step up? Will Mbappe and Griezmann live up to the hype? Will Luka Modric carry this Croatia team to a World Cup victory? All of these different things will be going through our minds as we watch this game. Who's going to come out top? This World Cup game is a dream for every soccer player around the world. This is a dream for Mbappe. Messi's never won it. Ronaldo's never won it. It is their dream. Whose dream becomes a reality tomorrow? Luzhniki Stadium. Who wins the World Cup? Croatia or France? I hope you guys will be watching. Thank you for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I hope you guys enjoy the World Cup finals. See y'all next time on Soccer for Us Kids.